thinking maybe we'll do just a very simple breathing exercise in and out of the heart that people can maybe include if it resonates for them in their lives. I'd like to just preface it by explaining that it's a very powerful meditation, and it's good to practice it just a couple minutes to maybe 5 minutes, a couple times a day until you get more familiar with it, because it can actually start moving emotional content and whatever's in the way. So we want to be kind to ourselves. We don't want to be wimpy, but we don't want to over push and overstimulate. So somewhere in between. So people to really trust themselves for when they feel like that's enough, or maybe they would like a little more. Eventually you don't have to do it all the time, but it'll really activate the heart center, this breathing meditation. So I'm going to close my eyes, and I invite you to close your eyes as well. And gently place your attention on the heart area. Right? I would say just like right in the middle of the chest, so that we're including both sides of the chest, and the spiritual and the very human, loving heart. So right in the middle. And imagine that right there in the middle of your chest, you have your nose, you have 2 nostrils right here. And when you breathe in, imagine that you're breathing into this heart center. And then when you breathe out, you're breathing out from the heart center as if you have your nose right here. And you breathe in. Nice, deep, relaxing, calm breath. And then breathe out. And continue. Breathing in and breathing out. And then it might take some adjustment, of like, oh, how does this work? Just let yourself relax into it and breathe in. And breathe out. And continue. And you may be feeling some things already starting to move, maybe a pleasant feeling. Maybe you can feel some layers of some pain can even arise, but just be very gentle. Breathing in. And breathing out. And I'll just talk a little bit more through it, but you can continue breathing in and breathing out. And in the air, just so you know, I'll speak so that you can include this in your meditation later on, this understanding that the air that's coming through and passing through your chest, it's stimulating little filaments, little areas of the heart and of the chest area, inviting things to open and for flow to happen. And depending on how protected the heart may be, or how open it may be in the moment, what kind of pain may be lying there on the human heart, all that will be invited to be released. Breathing in and breathing out. And what's being invited is the spiritual heart to start shining and supporting the human heart to let go of whatever coping strategies or protective mechanisms have been placed there in a very innocent and understandable way. Breathing in and breathing out. And then I'll bring in one more piece to this for if you'd like to include in the future. I wouldn't include it immediately because you want to be practicing this breathing in and breathing out exercise through the heart for a good while, a month or two or whatever. You can see how it feels. Maybe it will point organically when it's time to do part 2 of the exercise. And part 2, and maybe you can just try it just for now, just to see what I'm talking about. And then you can let it go. So you breathe in through the heart and then breathe out through the back of the heart. Imagine that there's a little trap door that's opened up. Breathing in and then you breathe out and it goes out the back. And then again, you breathe in through the front and out through the back. It has a very different feeling, doesn't it? So we'll just gently let that go now, just as a pointer for you for the future, not to limit, but just to allow the full fruition of this first exercise to really have its effect. And then part 2 can be brought in. And then you can play around and see what feels most natural to you. Let's again end with the first part of the exercise, breathing into the front of the heart, letting it stay there. And then breathing out the front of the heart. A few more times. See, then it has room to really fill up. And fill up the chambers and see and just get cozy and at home there and then breathe out. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And you can bring this into your life, and it'll really start activating the heart center. Maybe you can feel it now. Feels really nice. And if you encounter anything, your audience encounters anything that is a little sticky, a little painful, you can do it gently and then let it go and don't over activate. Let it digest during the day and then maybe at the end of the day, try again for a while. Let's see if that is something that calls to you to try. Really activates the spiritual heart and helps release the whatever may want to be released in the content of the human heart.